Parents, what threat did you eliminate? When my daughter Emily began 3rd grade, she was thrilled about her new teacher, Mr. Davidson. He came with stellar recommendations, and many parents fought for a place in his class. But 3 weeks in, something shifted. My bright, talkative 9-year-old grew withdrawn. School was fine, she'd murmur, eyes downcast. I assumed it was a normal adjustment until I noticed her grades slipping. Emily, who once loved reading, began forgetting her books. A red flag appeared when I discovered her uniform discarded. When I asked, she broke into tears but offered no explanation. My husband dismissed my worries. Kids have phases, he said without looking up from his phone. She'll bounce back. Yet my maternal instinct screamed otherwise. One night, after tucking her in, I heard soft whimpers. I found Emily curled up, clutching her teddy. Please don't make me go back, she whispered. I don't feel well. Gently, I pressed, and she confessed. Mr. Davidson mocks me when I err. She added, he calls me Einstein, and has the class applaud when I finally understand. Her small frame trembled as she recounted how he forced her to read aloud while mimicking her stumbles. The other kids laugh, Mom. Every day they do. My blood boiled, but I remained calm for her sake. At the parent-teacher conference that Friday, Mr. Davidson was polite. Emily is struggling with confidence, he explained. Some kids need a push. When I mentioned her fears, he chuckled. Children sometimes misread criticism. My classroom is positive. The principal, too, was unhelpful. Mr. Davidson has a solid record. Perhaps Emily is just sensitive. That weekend at her soccer game, I quietly asked other parents. Most lauded his traditional style, but one mother hesitated, saying, my son says some children are treated differently, yet he's too scared to say more. That was enough. I sewed a tiny voice recorder into Emily's cardigan pocket. This is our secret mission, I told her. Just press the button in class. Though she worried about getting in trouble, I reassured her. 3 days later, the recordings revealed a horror. Mr. Davidson's tone shifted with certain students, especially girls. Well, Einstein strikes again. He mocked when Emily answered, adding, let's applaud her for joining the literary. Nervous laughter followed, then silence. Later, he singled out another girl. Spend less time on your looks and more on your schoolwork so you don't disappoint your parents. Instead of confronting him directly, I copied the worst segments and contacted the 5 parents of those targeted. Their faces darkened as they listened. 2 mothers even wept, recognizing the same behavior in their own children. Together, we approached the school board with our evidence, calling an emergency meeting with 15 supportive parents. The superintendent's face grew grim as the recordings played. Mr. Davidson was summoned, his smirk vanishing as he heard his own words. This is taken out of context, he stammered. Teaching requires firmness. But when we presented written accounts from 17 students, his defense crumbled. He was immediately placed on leave pending investigation. 2 weeks later, we learned he'd been dismissed from 2 previous schools for similar behavior, a fact our district's background check had missed. Emily still needed therapy to rebuild her confidence, but the relief on her face when she learned Mr. Davidson would not return was priceless. You believed me when no one else did, she whispered, hugging me tightly. Sometimes, eliminating a threat means trusting your child when the world tells you not to.